always enjoy running into someone who appreciates the show. It means a lot to me.
Well, I have to admit, I am a diehard fan.
Oh, good.
Not only a
Thanks.
reporter. And I'm just wondering, I mean, if I throw out a couple of... Oh, sorry about that. Okay. Rolling? Okay. What attracted you to the role? I mean, it's been 2 seasons now, and the beginning, what was it about this character, Michael Scofield?
It's kind of the paycheck, to be perfectly honest with you. I hadn't worked in a long time, and I was looking for something I could really sink my teeth into. And this character was the hero, or one of the heroes, but not your traditional hero. I think that's the best thing about this show, the universe that we've created, is that every character exists in the grayscale. No one's black or white, good or evil. And Michael's a good man who sometimes has to do bad things to get the job done. And that's a lot of fun to explore.
So is the complexity of the character,
absolutely,
the plot and the script.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to be with a story season after season, playing in the same playground episode after episode, it has to be something with a little bit of meat on the bone. Yeah.
Now, do you see yourself? Do you see yourself in the character at all? Are you similar? Are you quite different?
There are some qualities that I possess that Michael does too. I have a sense of discipline and organization and follow through. I am a perfectionist. Michael is those things taken to an illogical extreme. And it's been kind of fun to explore where our characters converge and where we contrast.
Have you been just as amazed as we are, the viewer, by the way the script has twisted and turned the plot?
Yeah.
You guys are all over the place. What's next?
We are. The writers are incredibly clever. I mean, I think that's one of the strengths of the show, is that they're very good plotters. It's always 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And it's a very tried and true formula where you kind of back the characters into a corner at the end of every episode. The audience wonders, how can they get out of this? And then the very next episode, they somehow do. And it's always in a way, I think, that the audience hasn't anticipated, which is our hook.
Now, I understand, too, a lot of times you have to get into the role. Is there a process that you undertake to get into this character, or you snap in and out of it? I don't know.
At this point, it's kind of like a second skin. I mean, I've been playing this character for 40-some-odd episodes. So I feel like I know him, and I know the people that I've been working with. We have a certain rapport, a certain chemistry. I understand how Dominic, who plays my brother, works, and the two of us are kind of like a little, jazz combo.
And you're seeing now, in this season, you're seeing more of the brotherly relationship than you did prior to the
which is a
breakouts.
lot of fun for me to explore as far as my character is concerned, because first season, when Michael was constantly in the prison yard facing off with someone who wanted him dead, there were a lot of things he couldn't show: fear, vulnerability, a sense of humor, the lighter side of the character. Now that he's on the road with his brother second season, the person that he trusts most in all the world, it's a chance for me to show other facets of Michael's psychology.
How has it been working, and I'm assuming living part of the time here in North Texas and Dallas?
It's great. Dallas reminds me a lot of Los Angeles.
It does?
It does, actually, minus the water and the mountains, plus chiggers. I try to go back to LA as often as possible. It's only 2.5 hours by plane.
That's what everyone says. We're centrally located, so we can jump on a plane and go anywhere.
It's a huge
at
perk.
Yeah.
I am a homebody, so it's nice to feel connected, or easily connected to my community back in California.
Have you been able to absorb some of the North Texas culture? Are you walking around now in cowboy boots when you're not on set? Or
I've seen precious few cowboy boots in Dallas, which was kind of disappointing. I understand you have to go to Fort Worth for that.
Yeah.
But I have caught myself saying, do what now? A couple times. So I like to feel as though I'm kind of getting into the local culture. Dallas has been very, very good to us, and it had just what we needed in terms of a terrain, a geography that looked like different parts of the United States. And since our story is kind of spread all across the country, that was essential.
I have to tell you, though, I know some fans are rather disappointed, the North Texas fans, that is, because we're not seeing Dallas as a part of the setting in the show, and I guess that won't happen.
Well, you never know. You never know. This is almost the end of the second season. As we ramp up into the third season, there's the question of, as the government conspiracy potentially comes to an end, where will the show go next? And honestly, could take us just about anywhere. It could be Dallas.
And season 3 perhaps back in North Texas?
As far as filming?
Yes.
There are all kinds of rumors going on right now. Personally, I'd be very happy to stay in Dallas another year. But of course, these things are not up to me, are they?
Yeah. What do you love most and like least about living in Dallas part of the time?
You know, I don't have any dislikes about Dallas. I think it's remarkably easy
Weather?
to get around.
You love the weather?
I grew up in the East Coast,
Okay.
so the fact that I have, you know, ice storm one day and heat the next, it doesn't bother me. In fact, it reminds me of home. I like the change of seasons, and God, love me some Taco Diner. They're like
I'll tell Miko, he's a good friend of mine.
Is that right?
Miko Rodriguez.
They have the best food.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really made myself at home here.
Yeah. Oh, terrific. Well, we're so glad that you're here, and we can't tell you what it's like to be on set today. Can you give us any clue of where the plot is going, what we can expect?
I think what you're going to see now is a real shift in the brothers' focus. The start of the second season, it was about, now that we're outside the prison, let's flee the country, get to safety, get to Panama, take our share of the $5 million that was buried in Utah. None of that worked out. Everything exploded in Michael and Lincoln's faces. But now they've decided we've lost our dad, and that's one of the reasons why we're going to stay and fight the good fight. And we're going to take on the government conspiracy that has cost so many people so much. And there is a confrontation between Michael and another pivotal character in the next few episodes as we head into the end of second season. That's been a long time in the coming. There's a real sense of payoff, I think is the word.
And one of the things I've noticed too, just watching some of the writers confer with actors, I noticed you've consulted a couple of times with the crew. You guys play an active role behind the scenes too, in making all of this happen.
We do. Well, at the end of the day, no one thinks about my character more than I do. Not the writers, not the producers, not the directors. There's a real ownership of that character, I think, that comes with having lived in his shoes for 40 some odd episodes. And to the writers' credit, they are very available to conversations where I'll read something in the script and think, it doesn't quite sound like my character. It's not quite something he would do. Is that something we could talk about? And 9 times out of 10, I usually wind up having some kind of say, which is nice.
Yeah. What's next for Wentworth Miller, in addition to Prison Break? Are there other projects on the front burner or on the back burner?
There's nothing specific right now, which is unfortunate. I feel very lucky to be in TV at this point because the feature film world is going through some strange shifts. There aren't a whole lot of projects out there that I find particularly appealing, but the good news is that Prison Break, because it's such a hit, internationally especially, doors are open to me in the feature film world that were closed before. So I have more options than I did, including the option to do nothing at all, which is nice.
What do you do when you're doing nothing at all, other than eating at Taco Diner here in Dallas?
That's pretty much it. I love movies, and I love buying DVDs of TV series and kind of blowing through 22 episodes in a weekend. There's nothing like that kind of back-to-back experience where there's no delayed gratification. You just get it right
so
there.
The serial sort of show is in your blood. Do you also include Prison Break in that weekend sort of kick?
You know, I try not to watch the show because I get distracted by, you know, other plot points and how good so-and-so is, and oh, I should have done that instead of this. It's important, I think, to keep focused on the process rather than the end result. So I don't tend to watch the episodes.
So you're telling me that you've never watched Prison Break?
I've seen a few, and I've seen some footage, of course, when I go into correct sound in looping. But it's been a long time, actually, since I've seen.
Is that the
whole
perfectionist
episode.
in you who doesn't want to critique your work so
It can be
closely?
hard.
Yeah.
It can be hard. And you have to, I think, come to grips with the fact that it will never be perfect. There will always be second guessing. I'm not quite there yet.
Yeah. So what do you rent then?
What's that?
What movies do you rent?
I just saw a great little indie called Friends with Money with Jennifer Aniston and Catherine Keener, Frances McDormand, kind of an LA slice of life. I just worked my way through a season of The Family Guy, a season of American Dad, Lisa Kudrow in The Comeback, kind of whatever catches my eye.
What about American Idol?
I've never seen an episode of American Idol. I have tremendous respect for them because you know, Simon Cowell signs my paychecks. I mean, that show generates a huge amount of money for the network, so we're all very grateful for American Idol.
Well, again, we're very grateful that you guys are here in our fair city, and best of luck and everything, and I'll be watching.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You betcha.
All right.
My pleasure.
Take care now. Enjoy yourself today.
John.
Yeah.
So how does someone get from Princeton and was it literature into acting and Prison Break?
It's a long, circuitous route. After college, I moved out to LA to be someone who worked behind the scenes. I was going to be in development and come up with scripts and stories to be told on film. And then realized that I'd unconsciously moved to LA to act. It was just a matter of working up the nerve.
And I got to ask you this, and this is really important. I was thinking of it. Your character, you know, having